Well, hi there, food friends. It's Kevin, and welcome to Cavalcade of Food. I'm going solo today, so we'll see how this works. Trying something new because I don't have a camera person today, but I wanted to try to get a video in. And today's episode is Vintage Housewares, Tableware and China. We're going to say part one because I've got a lot of this stuff. And so I'm going to start, actually, I've got some tables set up here at the Cavalcade with various china. And so we are going to take a look at this. And let's start with this table right here. This has got a china called Harmony Rose. Let me see if I can get a good shot of this. This is a china from the 1960s, the late 1960s, and it is by Harmony House, and it is called Harmony Rose. And it is fine china, or that's how it was marketed. Let's look at the back here, if you can see. Harmony House. You see that emblem in the center? If you really look at it, it's an S and an R together. It almost looks like an atom or something. But it is Sears Roebuck. Harmony House Fine China made in Japan. So Sears was selling this Japanese-made china in the 60s into the 70s and beyond for a long time. And if you were looking for fine china or the nicest china that Sears had, it was this, Harmony House. And it has a really nice pattern here of a gray rose, and there is a platinum or silver trim around the edge of the plates. Here's the cup. Again, Harmony House, fine china. The invasion of Japanese china really had an impact on the U.S. china market and really put a dent in it. Certainly before World War II, most of the china was made here in the USA, particularly around the Ohio River Valley, places like East Liverpool and West Virginia, Pennsylvania in there. Okay, here is a pattern by the Syracuse China Company, and they were based in Syracuse, New York. They were in business from 1871 up until 2009. And this was a very popular pattern of theirs called Briarcliff. And this china, if we look on the back here, says Federal Shape. So that refers to the shape of the actual dish. You can see it's not perfectly round. It has sort of these indentations going around, and that is the Federal Shape for Syracuse China, made in America. And we'll take a look. It's really a pretty pattern. Again, it's called Briarcliff is the name of the pattern. Here is the coffee cup. You'll see it even has the pattern on the inside of the cup, sort of unique, and that is called Briarcliff from Syracuse, China. Over here on this table, we have a pattern called Red Rooster, and this was made by Metlox Pottery. Sometimes it was called Poppytrail was the brand name that they used, and sometimes their stuff was sold under the name of Vernon Pottery. They were actually based in California, and so sometimes people just call this California Pottery. They were located in Manhattan Beach in California, and Metlox Poppytrail Vernon Pottery was in business from 1927 to 1989. And this particular pattern, which I really love, it's called Red Rooster. They made it from 1955 to 1979. And I just love the pattern here. It's sort of got a shadowed brown trim around the plates, and then you have that wonderful rooster right in the center. Look at him. And on the back we see it says Poppytrail by Metlox, made in California. So the accessories to this are just solid orange. So all I've got out are the salt and pepper shakers, the coffee cups, but I love to use this pattern, especially in the fall, because of the great colors, and that is Poppytrail by Metlox. Let's come over to this table here. This has got a really nice pattern, and this was made by a company in Alliance, Ohio, called the International DS Company. Not sure what the DS stands for. If any of you know, please share. You can see the pattern is called Viking. Not sure what the inspiration was. I don't look at this and think of Viking. I see wheat, but that's what it was called. But the interesting part about this company, let me show you the marking on the back, and there it is. International DS Company, Alliance, Ohio, and it says Viking. So what this company did is they didn't actually make the china. They bought blanks from the Laughlin China Company, which is still in existence in Newell, West Virginia, and they applied their own decals and design to the blanks. So they weren't pottery makers per se, but they did design the china, and so the china actually came from Laughlin. But look at that. I think it's just really a nice pattern. It's got a gold trim. You know, so much of this old china, unfortunately, because it's got gold trim or silver trim, cannot be put in a dishwasher. And so most of this china was either given to me, or I took it out of the trash, or paid virtually nothing for it, because people don't want to use this stuff anymore if it can't go in the dishwasher. And, you know, honestly, the way things are trending, we don't even want to use china or dishes that can go in the dishwasher anymore. More and more I see, you know, people just eating off of paper plates and stuff like that all the time, which is a shame because it makes a lot of trash. And, you know, some of these plates are really beautiful, like this one. Now, this set was manufactured by the Laughlin China Company in Newell, West Virginia. Laughlin is probably most famous for their Fiestaware, which you may be aware of. It's a real bright colored dinnerware that they've been making since the 1930s. A lot of people collect it. It's still being made to this day. I think they usually come out with a new color every year or so. Anyways, Laughlin has made all kinds of china over the years, and this is one example. This particular pattern is called Susan, and Homer Laughlin made it from 1947 to 1959. So it was in production for 12 years. And let's take a look at it. It's got a gold trim around the edge, as you can see. Really nice. It's a floral kind of a pattern. Really beautiful. And here's the cup and saucer. Trying to see if, here we go. Here's your marking on the bottom. Homer Laughlin, made in USA, H49N6. So I don't know if that 49 refers to the year it was made, because certainly this would have been in production in 1949. So this is called Susan, is the name of this. A lot of people, younger people, laugh when they see these cups. They're like, wow, those are so small. Well, you know what? Everything wasn't supersized back in the day. We didn't drink gallons of everything, and we didn't eat in the portions that we eat now. So plates tended to be smaller. Cups and glasses were smaller. That's just how it was. Over here on this table, we have a pattern some of you may be familiar with. This was really popular. This was in production in the 1960s. I think it went into production actually in 1960. I'm not sure when it went out of production. But this was made by the Marcrest Corporation. They're in Chicago, Illinois. The name of this pattern is called Swiss Alpine. And if you look, you can kind of see some trees there, and blue leaves and blue flowers. This just screams 60s mid-century to me. I've always liked this pattern. And it was very common. A lot of supermarkets and stores would give this away, or would offer this. Like one week they would have the plate. The next week they might have, the side plate, the bread plate. The next week maybe it was the cup and saucer. Let's see on the back. Oh, here. See, I paid 49 cents for this plate. Let's see. It just says hand-decorated, made in America, oven-proof, detergent-proof, underglazed. There's the mark. But it was made by Marcrest. Swiss Alpine. Some of the accessories, like the coffee cups, the salt and pepper shakers, and the like, were in just the blue color. And then let's see, one more here. Last but not least, we'll come on over here to the Harkerware of the Harker China Company, based in East Liverpool, Ohio. They were in business from 1840 to 1972. And the name of this pattern is Corinthian. And it is that color they called teal green. I'm not sure if the camera picks it up, but teal green with a white gadroon edge. So, see the edge there? Done in white. Kind of a tricky glazing technique, honestly. But boy, these are nice plates. Now, these are from really the 40s. Here's on the back. Harkerware pottery, established 1840, East Liverpool. And you can see, here's the cup. Really great, almost an upside down bell shape with a white interior. And there's the salt and pepper shakers. I have a bit of this Harkerware Corinthian. And again, a lot of this stuff certainly when washed, got chipped, got broken. when Corel came in, a lot of this stuff went out because, frankly, again, a lot of this can't go in a dishwasher, or a lot of this is, fragile. And so people didn't want to use it, or would only use it for special occasions. So in any event, this is just a few of the China patterns that we have here at the Cavalcade, and that I do like to use from time to time. And if you have a China pattern that was in your family that you remember growing up, or that you still might have, share it, please, in the comments. I know I hear from people all the time. I will often sneak one of these pieces in a cooking video, or serve something on one of these pieces. And when I do, I often get comments about, oh, we had those dishes growing up, or my mom had them, or my grandmother had them. And so anyways, I love hearing from you. Thank you for your comments. Thanks for spending some time with just me today as we looked at some vintage tableware and china. Again, part one. I'll do more of these because I have quite a bit in terms of patterns to share. But I just thought we'd start with a handful here and take a look. So we will look forward to seeing you again soon, and take care and be well. I will remind you of the website, cavalcadeoffood.com, and look forward to seeing you again soon here on Cavalcade of Food.